Hi, I'm Chris Feigner. I'm here to support Georgetown County tourism by amending the boat ordinance to allow larger commercial boats to utilize the Carroll Campbell Landing. I'd like to address some of the council's concerns. The city of Georgetown has dismissed all nuisance charges against Rover Tours, who never was a nuisance at any time while using the East Bay Park public boat landing. Council also did a little research on our neighboring counties of Charleston and Horry. They do not allow commercial boating, but we knew that. They do not enforce, just like we had done in the past. They just look the other way. We have done the research. Here in Georgetown County, for example, there are currently 97 commercial charter boats registered to pick up at the Murrells Inlet Public Landing. What is the problem with allowing the larger commercial boats to utilize Carroll Campbell when they have the infrastructure to support them? Georgetown County is also unique compared to those counties. Our number of boat landings far outnumber those counties. We have Winyah Bay, the third largest estuary on the East Coast, along with multiple waterways that spill into our pristine Winyah Bay. It is of the utmost importance that we preserve our waterways through nature-based tourism and education provided by our larger boats for larger families and groups. And last, but the most important part, did you really do your research in this last month since it's been deferred? Did you actually talk to DNR that oversees our Yawkey Wildlife Center? How about Hobcob Barony? How about the Winyah Rivers Alliance, the Environmental Law Group? How about our nonprofit spotlight for tonight, the Coastal Conservation League? These people actually look out for and preserve all the main properties and waters surrounding Winyah Bay throughout the county. Please do your part and do the proper research. Please vote to defer. Thank you.
Good evening, guys. I'm Joseph Baxter. I'm the owner of Baxter's Brewhouse in South Carolina's first bed and brew. We're right down the street. We sat down and I'm going to talk about changing the ordinance, or deferring it actually, I guess, for the boat ordinance this evening. We just sat and talked about, clean rivers brings people to town. We're talking about ATAX this evening, tourism. We wanted to talk about hop seaweed plantation. Brings people to town. Another thing that brings people to town are these larger tour boats. Carroll Campbell Marina is a great spot for these larger tour boats to depart from. There's over 200 parking spots that are over there. It's huge. It's completely underutilized, and it's a great spot, I believe, for bringing more people into town. Those people come into town, they spend money. Those taxes go, of course, to help keep Georgetown County beautiful. And we need all the tourists that we can get.
Still feel like we need to utilize Carroll Campbell for our larger tour boats to allow them to present to the world what we have here in Georgetown. We have an immaculate place, an unbelievable atmosphere to work and play in. And I have always been of the opinion that you love what you use what you enjoy, and you only protect that you enjoy and use. So if we are going to deny the people the right to see what we have in our bay, then we're going to lose the right for all of us to see and enjoy what is in our bay. So we need to make it where not only local people like me can take my little old dinghy and get out in the bay and enjoy it, but people who have no access for that, they come to town and they hear about a barricade. We can actually go visit and see.
Like I said last meeting, Georgetown has more private land bordering its waterways than our surrounding counties. Additionally, Georgetown has more natural wetlands surrounding our waterways, which are protected, both of which we should be proud of, but both of which decrease the amount of dockage we are able to build or provide to the public, including our small business owners who run these fishing charters and tourism vessels. Due to this, we cannot base our ordinances on the ordinances of other counties. Instead, we should make decisions on how boat landings are used on a landing-by-landing basis, as some landings cannot handle additional traffic while some can.
Watson. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, the proposed ordinance has not changed since second reading. It would clarify a number of issues that were identified in our current boat landing ordinance, and, recommend approval for it. I think we've had a good bit of discussion on it, considered many of the issues, and it's been through a number of drafts.
Mr. Chairman, I have an amendment to the motion.
Yes, Councilor Newton.
I'm suggesting an amendment of 40-foot charter tourist vessels with a qualified captain and crew that are Coast Guard inspected and can carry up to 40 passengers shall be permitted to utilize the Carroll Ashmore Campbell Marine Complex.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Carolina.
I'm just concerned about having some kind of a limitation right now on vessels of that size, breadth, and also the number of people that they can hold. And if we could decide what that might be here, which I think is going to be difficult, I would like to defer your amendment, and I guess defer everything until we can figure out how we wrap our arms around this, given the scope of what we'd be doing to Carroll Campbell Marine Landing.
If you go down there and just visit the landing, it's just a huge place.
Oh, I've been there many times.
And it can handle the traffic. It can handle way more traffic than we put through it now. And
So are you withdrawing your amended motion to make a motion for deferral?
unless if there's an motion to defer, I would withdraw my motion.
I think Councilor. Yeah. I think Councilor Anderson made a motion to defer, but there was not a second on it. But I think you would have to, and Councilor, you can assist me with that. I think you have to withdraw your motion at this particular point. Then you can make a motion to defer yourself.
Okay.
Can I ask one question real quick?
Sure.
Is there anything in the amendment or the revised ordinance that holds the county legally not responsible for anything that happens at landings?
The holds are legally not responsible.
If we grant this and allow a 40-foot vessel to load and unload and use that facility, and a barge comes by and sucks that pontoon boat under the water and somebody dies, can they sue us?
Well, the answer to the question of can they sue us is always yes. I don't care what the scenario is. The answer to that question is yes. You know, whether it's a good suit, a valid suit, survive, who knows? But to get to the question of liability, one of the things that I think if the council wants to do this, let me back up just a minute. Remember, we didn't grant or approve anything in this new ordinance for commercial. What we did was there was simply an exception for something that's been going on up in Merle's Inlet for years. And what I heard from a number of council is that, well, we don't want to cut that off. But the existing ordinance right now does not allow commercial activity, loading and unloading. So this actually would be doing something new if you were to do this. And I think that the council would have to seriously consider that if it does this, that anyone making use of that facility for these purposes would need to sign some kind of a waiver and also an indemnity agreement for the county to get to your question, because yes, there could be some liability issues that arise for the county.
We have a motion from Councilor Newton to deferment on ordinance number 23-38. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Carolina. Any further discussion regarding the motion to defer? All in favor, please raise your hand. Opposed? Ordinance number 23-38 is deferred.